welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today guys, I'm going to do a continuation off of the second house in astrology. Just because I want to really discuss what it more so means in regards to specific zodiac signs. So we all know that the second house has a lot to do with how you're going to make money, and really it talks about like what you can do for career occupation. So I want to touch on that more today, just because I got a lot of comments from people saying they want me to actually go over these things and review them in more detail. So I'll do that today. I'll cover the full thing. So we're going to do all 12 zodiac signs. I'm just going to give a brief summary and then a bit of a couple of examples regarding what you can do with your zodiac sign in each house in that respect. So today it's just going to be the second house, of course. Sorry about the wind, guys. I just want to get some videos done outside before the winter hits us again, but I do apologize for the background noise. So let's start with the Aries. So Aries, if you have Aries in your second house, that means you're somebody who needs to always make sure that you maintain a lot of confidence. What a lot of people think is that what you have in your second house is just naturally who you are. That's your sun sign, moon sign, ascendant. All the other houses, they're going to discuss life circumstances or what you need to do to improve your life circumstances. The second house is talking specifically about what you need to do to improve life circumstances. So when we talk about Aries in the second house, it means you have to have Aries-like characteristics. You need to be bold, outspoken, confident, competitive, and competent. All of these things are going to come together and make a better you. Once you're able to focus on self-improvement and actually looking at things like entrepreneurship, marketing, and sports, those three things will make you money. You have to either choose some sort of sport that you're good at. If you're still young, you want to get into some sort of sports, NFL, NBA, whatever, what have you, you can do that. Martial arts, fighting, great. Anything to do with competition is going to really embark that Aries energy, and the stars are going to align for you in the money realm. Money is always energy as well. So people don't realize that money is just an energy force that's being transferred from one person to another. So this house teaches you how to transfer that energy and how to receive more money, receive more energy. So when you look at the Aries from that perspective, you realize that you need to be very confident. The confidence level that you exhibit has a lot to do with how much money you're going to make. If you have a small vision for yourself, just being the manager at Walmart, no disrespect to managers at Walmart, but if you only have that sort of dream, that's all you're going to get. If you have the dream of actually becoming somebody big, then that's what you're going to get specifically. You need to have that fiery energy, and you need to transmute it to your career and occupation. That career and occupation needs to be surrounding either entrepreneurship of some sort or in sports. One of those two, that's it. Taurus energy now. If you have Taurus in the second house, that means you have the energy of Venus there as well. Very, very good zodiac sign to have in your second house. This gives you good luck with money. It makes the energy to transfer money come to you a lot easier. What you'll find is that you'll have a natural inclination, or at least circumstantially, you'll have an inclination towards things like music, arts, cosmetics, beauty. All of those things will come to you naturally, whether you're a man or a woman, where it's like you can make a business out of it. Whether you're vending and selling things on Amazon that have to do with that, or you're working for some sort of cosmetic company or a clothing line, it's going to be something around that sort of thing. This has a lot to do with the beauty of life, of enhancing things and making them look good. Things like wedding design, interior designing, fashion designing, anything to do with designing whatsoever. Even if you're designing cars, if you're a guy, you can literally do any of these things and get ahead in life very quickly. But if you're a man or a woman, even women, you guys can of course design cars, make things very beautiful, do things like detailing, dance, music, the arts. What you want to focus on is making things look better than they already are. So you're not trying to really reinvent the wheel here. What you're trying to do is ground yourself, stick with the Taurus principles of maintaining a good budget, saving and investing, but also going to something that's going to enhance the beauty of what you do. All right, next one I want to get into is the Gemini. So the Gemini energy is very, very fast paced. This is of course governed by Mercury. You get the Gemini in the second house, it matters that you need to use your intellect, whatever intellect you do have, whether it be through school, whether it be through real life situations, whether it be through a mentor. You need to use that intellect to then get ahead in life. That intellect is going to involve getting money rather quickly. Instead of focusing on like with the Taurus of saving and investing and going through that whole process and procedure, what you're going to focus on is actually getting multiple streams of income. So what you want to do is you want to master one thing. Don't be like the Gemini and just be jack of all trades, master of none. Master one thing, get a good stream of income coming from that, and then move on to other things. You're ideologically, you want to have at least, I'd say for Gemini second house people, 3 to 5 incomes coming in at once. That way you always have a good cash flow. That way you can do things like spend on what you want, invest on what you want, and you're making money at a faster pace. That's what Mercury wants you to do, is to make money in a rather quick way. Where you're sleeping, you're making money, you're awake, you're making money. No matter what, you're always making money. My advice to everybody with the Gemini in the second house is this. There's 4 ways to make money. These are the 4 ways right now. Either you work for your money through somebody else, least liked way. Second way is providing information like what I'm doing to make money, good way. Third way is providing a service like when you go to Home Depot or Canadian Tire, or when you go to Tim Hortons, you're paying for a service, paying for a product. That's the next way. The fourth way is where the elite and the mega rich get their money, and that's by making other people make the money, or by making their money make the money. That comes in with stocks, investing, things like Forex, crypto, all of those things come into play at that point. But you want to first master number 2, 3, and 4 before you get to, or excuse me, you want to master 2 and 3 before you get to number 4, making your money make you money. Get different income sources and then start investing it so that your money that you always have fluctuating around you is making you even more money. That's my decision for Gemini. Next one is Cancer. Cancer is a very emotional sign. It has a lot to do with the moon, it's lunar energy, it's water. You need to adapt to your situation. Whether your situation may be, if it's depressing, adapt to it. If it's happy, adapt to it. You guys can master any economy that you're within by adapting to it, just like the water is. I'm not saying just because your sun signs something different that you have to be like a Cancer. What I'm saying is you need to look at money like how a Cancer would look at money though. You need to look at it in a sense of what sort of thing can I do as a Cancer in the second house to make more money? Cancers are naturally good at nurturing, helping, counseling. So you want to look at things like things in the medical field, dentistry, therapeutics, anything to do with that. Even the legal field can go as well, but it would more so be in regards to mediation or dealing with like I said, like more so counseling towards people, settling disputes. You don't really want to be in the whole criminal law spectrum where you're defending people that may be guilty, etc. You more so are into the healing arts. If you do things that are actually going to heal other people, that's the key for this one, is if you do things that can heal others, you're going to get a lot of success rather quickly. It's really that simple for Cancers. For Leo, this is a very interesting one now. If you have Leo in the second house, Leo is a hard sign to actually live up to. People that are sun sign Leos have very big ambitions. They're very, I would say, outspoken, and they want to be center stage. Similar to our life path 3s in numerology. So what we have is somebody who needs to be center stage, who needs to be noticed, who wants to be authoritative, whether you're a man or a woman, it's going to be the same. So what you need to do is be somebody who find a way that you're center stage in whatever it is that you do. If you're into the arts, great, you're going to be center stage regardless, but you need to do something that is going to make sure that you're noticed. If you're in a company, you're good at sales, be the best at it. If you want to do things like accounting, okay, great, be the best at it. But my personal recommendations for Leos is that you get into something like the arts, or like I said for Taurus, like beauty, cosmetics. Those things are very noticeable, those things are very attractive, and that's what the Leo likes. The Leo is represented by the sun, and the sun is the center of the universe, and the sun wants to be noticed, it wants to shine upon others. So you got to figure out a way in which you can shine and show your skills to other people. That's the way that you're going to attract more money and abundance in your life. Next one I want to get into is Virgo. Virgo is very detail oriented. It's represented by Mercury again. Mercury is exalted within Virgo, as we know. So when you have Virgo in the second house, what you have is somebody now who needs to do something that's very technical analysis, scientists, doctors, surgeons, those type of people, even politicians. But you need to focus on a lot of specialized detail. My main recommendation for people with Virgo second house is, instead of worrying about your educational background or worrying about your network, worry about your specialty and the value that you're providing to the marketplace. So if you have a specialty in selling, then go to the best company. Sorry about the wind, guys. Go to the best company that's actually going to really pay you and compensate you for your selling ability. If you're just a general laborer and you can't really figure out what your specialty is, go to school for a specialty, whether that be in trades, whether that be for stockbroking, whether that be for anything in the medical field, like I was saying earlier. But make sure that whatever you pursue, you are a specialist or a master at. It's very important. It's not necessary for all the other signs, but it's necessary for you guys in the second house. You need to specialize in something and master it in order for you to actually get ahead in life. Next one is Libra. I'm very familiar with this one. This is my one in the second house. Libra is all about harmonization, cooperation. Venus is the representation of the Libra. Saturn is exalted within Libra. So what we have is, when you have it in the second house, it has a lot to do with cooperation with other people, family, friends, and sometimes people from even across the sea. Sometimes it has nothing to do with family or friends at all. It has to do with finding the right network and then working with them to make a lot of money. So you got to think of like what your mastermind group is. Who do you work with in particular? Are they benefiting you? What are they doing for you to provide value? How are you providing value to them? and then figure out a way in which to use teamwork to make money, if that makes sense. Some crew recommendations for people that do have Libra there. Libra's a lot about couples and relationships and so forth. So things like marriage therapists, counselors, any sort of mediators, arbitration, great for Libras. It works perfectly, but you just got to figure out what sort of relationships you want to use to make tangible money out of. Once you can figure that out, it'll work better for you. To give you my own advice on what I personally do, I do YouTube. I try to provide readings for people, and I do things that's interpersonal on social media in order to create harmonization and help and provide value to others. All right, so moving right along, we have Scorpio. Scorpio is a tough sign, tough sign to have. It's the 8th zodiac sign that has a lot to do with why it's so tough. Even astrology acknowledges numerology and understands that this 8th sign has a lot to do with the 8, which has to do with Pluto, has to do with Mars. It's still a water sign. It has a lot to do with self-transformation. When you have Scorpio in the 2nd house, you're going to have a set of principles or a value set that may not be applicable to your lifestyle and what you need to do to make money. You may be somebody who's very conscious, very aware of morality, have a very strict code, but that code may have to be stretched in order for you to actually get more money and get rich. So what you need to do is figure out how you want to make your money, and then make sure you keep it private as well. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to try to despise you, hate on you. You want to make sure that you're keeping all your money private and secluded so that only the people that need to know about it know about it. Scorpio in 2nd house does dictate people that do become rich. I want to make sure that's very, very clear. It just means it's going to be rather tough to get there, but it does make you guys extremely rich over a lot of other zodiac signs, I must say that. And the thing about it is, as long as you remain the person that you naturally are, add a bit of the secretive nature of the Scorpio within your financial deals. Focus on detail a lot, and make sure that you watch out for people that maybe try to take advantage of you or rip you off. Ideal career options for the Scorpio in this position would be things such as being a lawyer, paralegal, accountant, graphic designer, engineers. Reason being, Scorpio is very gifted in detail, just like with the Virgo. Very detailed, doesn't really like to talk much, likes to really just get things done through action. That's how the Scorpio communicates. The Scorpion hides under a rock, you come near it, poisons you. It's the same ideology you have to have with the money. You need to just be somebody who just gets your thing under a rock, nobody really notices you, but if they come up about your money, they come after you, you sting them. You show them your power at that point. But until then, you remain secluded and you just do your own thing. Stay in your lane and you'll be just fine. Moving on, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is very much opposite of Scorpio. What we have now with Sagittarius in the 2nd house is somebody who likes to just throw around money a lot. They just throw it around, they want to travel, they want to have fun. My recommendation for Sagittarius is this: get into party promotion, get into things like being a travel agent, pilot, train conductor, anything that involves a lot of movement. You want to be moving around a lot. If you're a Sagittarius, you're not somebody who's going to be able to just sit at an office desk and type away. It's not going to work for you. What you need to do is actually be moving around, doing something that demands a lot of commute and demands a lot of this, mind and body integration. You need mind and body integration in order to actually really succeed and push your mind, body, and spirit to its limits. That way, once you're doing that, you're going to be intrigued, you're going to stay interested in what you're doing, and that way you're going to make more money. Moving on, next we have Capricorn. Another rather rough one. This is represented by Saturn, of course. Capricorn is something where you will have a bit of a tough upbringing as well in regards to money. Money may have been a main theme in your life when you were a youth. It may have been something that was kind of destitute, not really around. But your main goal is to figure out processes and ways in which to make money. You could be anything from a financial consultant, because of that earthly nature you naturally have in the 2nd house, to doing things such as money management, accountants, as I was saying before, for other signs as well. But I want to really bring up the whole necessity of the way in which you learn to make money, whether it be through stocks or it be through just doing things like sports. After you're done all that, the philanthropy that you can provide to other people through what Saturn has taught you can make you somebody who can be like a life coach, an advisor, a personal trainer, somebody who actually saves lives. There's a lot of philanthropic things in their future because of the rough upbringing that you had. Understand that this rough upbringing is to help you elevate your spirit and help bring up your energy so that you can get a big abundance of money. What a lot of people get the mistake of is thinking that these negative signs, like represented by Saturn or a Neptune or a Moon, are sometimes not the best for money. What it is that, yeah, they distract you from getting a lot of money, but once you actually maintain your focus and get through the obstacles that they provide, you end up becoming immensely rich and you won't go back broke. Because a bad luck person has to get rich, has actually a lot better luck than a good luck person that has to get rich, because they actually have to figure out ways in which to get rich. So if they spend their money or lose money through some sort of disaster, they'll know how to make it back. Whereas the good luck person, they might not be able to do that. Moving on, next we have Aquarius. Aquarius is an unusual sign because it's represented by Uranus or Rahu. This is good for sudden fame, sudden innovation, sudden random thoughts, intuition. You got to follow your gut feeling a lot. My main advice for people that are born under Aquarius, you guys are highly gifted. Things like science, anything to do with, like, I would say specifically science and mechanics. A lot of calculated things, a lot of detail there. But what it has a lot to do with is that you guys are able to process a lot of information that other people cannot. You guys can process like formulas, number sequences, things that other people wouldn't be able to naturally do. You can do that. Like I said, the second house doesn't naturally give you these skill sets, but it's something that you can develop. If the second house has this in that position, that means that your mind is capable of developing this skill. So if you're sitting here saying, well, I can't do any of that, yes, you can, as long as you believe you can, and as long as you actually put forth the time to actually getting that skill set. These jobs that I'm offering will actually pay a lot. You can do anything from being an astronaut to going out of space to, like I said, being a scientist, to being an airplane designer, to being an architect. Or if you don't want to be involved in anything like that, be an entrepreneur, but innovate something that's new. You're somebody who can reinvent the wheel or make the wheel even better. The last one, but not least, is Pisces. Pisces is a high vibration sign. When you have Pisces in the second house, what you have is somebody who's able to have great interpersonal relationships with other people, and they're able to communicate in a way in which to actually demonstrate competence to other people. They're able to read other people just through their intuition, not through thinking, not through feeling. It's really that sixth sense. So when you have that ability, you're then able to do things like therapy, anything like psychoanalysis, forensic science. You can work for the police, military, do a great job. If you're in the States, CIA, Russia, KGB, up here, RCMP, whatever, what have you. Private police services would love to have you. The reason being is because you're able to read situations and look and read in between the lines that other people would not necessarily see. That emotional awareness, that emotional intelligence is something that can be used for anything from sales to policing to legality to the medical field. It's your choice what you want to do, but make sure you have a good focus on it, and make sure that your thoughts and emotions are connected when you make that decision. If just your thoughts are on it, your emotions are going to dismiss it and you're not going to stick with it. If just your emotions are on it, your thoughts may become more rational and you may dismiss it as well. Make sure both mind and heart agree on whatever decision you make for a career, and you will be highly successful. That should be it, guys. That's the 12 signs. If you guys do have any more questions at all regarding any of these, just please let me know in the comments. I'll answer you guys directly. But thank you guys so much for the feedback. I want to at least give you guys this extra video pertaining exactly how to make money for each sign in this house. Like I said, any other questions, just let me know. Aside from that, guys, like, subscribe. Holla at me. Tip for today, guys. Peace.